All right, shalom, shalom. Before I start this lesson, I'd like to give all honors and glories, infinite praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakodash. I'd like to give double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstones who do well, who taught us his truth, peace and blessings and salutations to the overlook, which is scattered across the four corners of the planet Earth, who truly believe in the names of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And I'm back here once again to make another lesson, another spiritual testimonial lesson. And today's lesson will be based upon, the dreams, the visions I've been having lately about, me getting spiritual power and being able to actually protect myself, through the spirit of power of Yahweh Shai these last days. I actually had a vision, not too long ago. I've been getting a lot of dreams and visions lately. Me having the Heavenly Father protect me, keep me safe these last days from the times that we're coming into, which is Jacob's trouble. And through the forms of those miracles, I'll be having dreams of me getting spiritual powers as far as being able to actually have the ability to do supernatural abilities and stuff like that. And this is a vision I actually had on May 12th, of this year. I had a lot of visions about me getting, delivered and saved through supernatural means from the Heavenly Father himself, I've been having a lot of visions and dreams, but this dream right here caught me on guard because it felt very real. So, as you can see, I'm going to read the text. This is exactly what I actually wrote from May 5th and from May 13th, around 10 o'clock at night. So it says right here, I had a vision that I was blessed with spiritual power from the Most High, Yahweh, and Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And I was fighting against the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, the so-called, white man, the self-proclaimed white man, which is the physical representation, the physical embodiment of the devil himself. The so-called white man is the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. And I had a dream that the Heavenly Father blessed me with spiritual powers to fight against the so-called white man's militia troops, in a fight against the coons, the 2/3, his foot soldiers, the majority of our people that sold out. The Lord blessed me with the spiritual power to fight against the majority of our own people that was still upholding this society. Now, what caught me off guard was that the dream felt real, because in the dream, I'm explaining right now, what happened in the vision is that I had a vision that I was actually coming home. I actually had my own place in the dream, so I wasn't living in the same area, but it felt very, very real. And I was actually coming home from work. I was driving. In the division, I actually had a car, but right now I don't actually have a car. But, you could bear with me for a second, because this vision was very crazy in detail. So I was driving back home to my house, and I didn't live in New York City. I lived in somewhere else, in a different town somewhere. And, I actually had received a phone call that somebody that I actually knew, they ratted me out. They sold me out, to get, taken out by the government, because they knew that I was actually preaching the Heavenly Father's word. I was preaching his word. They knew that I was preaching the word in the gospel of Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, and that I was being targeted by these individuals. A lot of people were spying on me. I didn't even know I was being spied on. So in the dream, somebody that was a close associate of mine, they called me, they was telling me, oh, such and such, somebody was trying to send out your whereabouts to the government, because they wasn't agreeing with your views about, the spiritual path that you're on, and the spiritual beliefs that you believe in. And they're trying to send militia troops and mercenaries to your house. And in the dream, it caught me off guard. I'm not gonna lie, I was low-key, not scared, but I was kind of on edge. I'm like, oh shoot, at any minute now, the so-called white man could come and try to kill me and lynch me. I'm like, all right. And then, the last thing I heard, the last thing I heard before the phone call hanged up, one of my associates, I think he said, don't give up faith, don't give up the faith. Keep fighting until the very end, no matter what. And then out of nowhere, my phone just went off in the dream. It just blinked out, like it gave out power, like somebody shut it off. And when I was inside my house, the lights wouldn't come on. The lights was completely off. I was just waiting inside there, just waiting for Esau to come, because I was prepared. I wasn't scared to die in that dream. I was prepared to fight the so-called white man because I knew that it was the New World Order time. It was the time of the New World Order. So I was like, any minute now, I've been waiting for this day to come. And before the so-called militia troops came to my door, I felt like the Heavenly Father was blessing my spirit with some type of energy, some type of force within my soul. I felt it. When they finally bust down the doors, I got up and I just started like having everything inside the house move and vibrate, and everything started levitating in the house in the dream. And I was just rushing at the different troops. I was just like, it was crazy, man. I had all types of spiritual abilities in that vision, man. Like, man, I remember I just did one wave of my hand, like just one like motion of like a supernatural wave. And in the dream, it was like a wave of energy. It just went and just blew up the entire half of the house, like out of nowhere. Man, that dream was crazy, man. And then, I actually managed to escape out my house, and the thing is that they were shooting at me, but all the bullets wasn't hitting me, man. It's like everything was moving like in a slow motion for me. Like I was able to see everything move. Damn, my camera cut off. Fuck. All right, it's locking my camera cut off. But like I was saying, I had I was blessed with spiritual powers to go against the so-called white man in the New World Order in that dream, man. And, I was able to actually see things move in slow motion in the vision, where I was able to actually move and run at super speeds and stuff like that, And when they was trying to shoot at me with the tanks and the missiles and the bullets, nothing was able to like damage me at all. I was just unscathed. Like I didn't take no damage at all. And I was punching through all of them, and I was just able to like punch them so hard. I remember I actually hit one of the militia troops so hard that he disintegrated. Like half his body just evaporated. Like majority of his body, all you just saw was like his bones and his blood cells just get eviscerated, man, just with one hit. And then, it was crazy because it felt real. Like the energy, the vibration of the dream felt real. And I was able to like jump away and fly away on time. Like I was able to just dodge the reinforcements because they was calling on more people to come and try to kill me in the dream. So I was able to fly away, and I managed to actually like fly at least like a good 10 miles away from where I used to live at in the city, in the town. I was actually living in the dream. I managed to fly away on time, and then out of nowhere I was in the woods, and I found like a bunker. And I had no choice but to hide in the dream because they was coming after me heavy, man. They had an attack. They had jet fighters and helicopters and everything, man. Attack choppers and everything flying over the neighborhood of the town I was living in. So I found a bunker, and the dream ended with me managing to defeat majority of the militia troops in the military in that dream, and I managed to escape. And when I got inside the bunker, the Heavenly Father, He blessed me with a Bible. Because I actually saw the Bible with the Apocrypha on the first part, one of the floors within the bunker. It was a bunker that had like 3 floors. So the first floor had like a Bible and a library set. The second floor had bedrooms, and then the third floor had like a kitchen somewhere. But I just had to hide, so I closed the door within the bunker. And right before I went to sleep, it was 1:44 in the morning. So it was 144. So I said, that was the Heavenly Father showing me that, Lord willing, I'm part of the hopeful elect, and that I will be able to receive that blessing. So, I praised the Heavenly Father when I saw the number 144 on the clock, because that deals with the 144,000 being sealed in the last days to be saved from the times we're coming into, which is Jacob's trouble. So I praise the Heavenly Father for blessing me with that miracle. I said, call on La Yahweh Shemel Shah for that miracle. And I went to sleep in a dream, and I woke up, And that time is coming, man. Where the so-called white man, he knows that his days and his time on this earth is coming to an end. He knows that our people is getting ready to come back in power again. And that's the dream that I actually had, you know. And a lot of brothers within this truth, they've been having a lot of visions as of getting spiritual power as well too. And, you know, we coming into those days where it's going to come to pass where, Lord, he got us, man. And we ain't supposed to be losing no faith at all. That was a faith booster, man. That boosted up my faith. So what came to my mind when I had that vision, you know, and all the other visions of me getting spiritual power from the Heavenly Father, was the book of Isaiah chapter 59. You know, and this goes into detail about how the Heavenly Father, he's going to give us the ability to be able to protect ourselves through the means of him and his only begotten Son up in heaven. You know, Yahweh Bashmal Shah is going to bless his elect for preaching the word and doing the work, by giving us the ability to perform miracles through his name, and actually being able to be able to be blessed with the powers up above in heaven. So this is the book of Isaiah chapter 59. And this is, I'm going to start at verse 16. I'm going to start at verse 15. So this is the book of Isaiah chapter 59, verse 15. Yea, truth faileth, and he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey. And that's us as the whole elect. You know, we depart ourselves from evil every single day. We don't want to be a part of this evil, wicked world, so we're making ourselves a prey by preaching his word. And in the dream, I got ratted out. You know, somebody actually, like, you know, somebody told the government about me. Like, somebody was actually setting me up to get killed by the so-called white man. In the dream that I actually had, man, I didn't know who it was. But somebody actually was trying to like take me out, and they failed. The Lord blessed me with that spiritual power, and the Heavenly Father came through and he saved my life by giving me those spiritual abilities, man. You know, and that's what's going to come to pass, man. You know, a lot of us are going to be betrayed by people that we don't even expect, but they're going to come after us, man. You know, and the Lord Yahweh Bashmal Shah saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment. And he saw that there was no man. So locking my phone keeps cutting off. That's the demons, man. That's the spiritual demons saying, and that's the demons trying to just lock it. That's the demons trying to stop me from preaching his word, but they're gonna fail, man. This word gonna go out no matter what, regardless. So this is the book of Isaiah chapter 59. This is verse 16, and I'm gonna start right here. This is where I first left off at before the camera cut off. And he saw that there was no man, and wondered that there was no intercessor. Therefore his arm brought salvation unto him, and his righteousness it sustained him. For he put on righteousness as a breastplate, and helmet of salvation upon his head, and he put on the garments of vengeance for clothing, and was clad with zeal as a cloak. According to their deeds, accordingly he will repay fury to his adversaries, recompense to his enemies. To the islands he will repay recompense. So shall they fear the name of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up his standard against him. See, there you go. That's exactly what happened in the vision, man. The Heavenly Father, I kept on praising the Lord's name, Yahweh Bashmal Shah, please protect me, keep me safe. I kept on repeating that prayer over and over again in the vision. And that's one thing I forgot to put inside there too. I was actually praising the Lord's name before they tried to come inside there, before the government tried to come after me in that dream. And I kept on praising the Lord's name over and over again. And right when they actually bust right through that door, that's when the Lord gave me that miracle. He gave me that spiritual power to overcome them evil, wicked people, them evil, wicked devils, man. The militia troops that try to kill me in that vision. But I gained that spiritual power from the Heavenly Father, and I gained that power from the Heavenly Father. And, the Lord Yahweh Bashmal Shai, he saved my life in that dream, man. He saved me, man. He gave me that spiritual power, and I was able to overcome all them devils, man. All them demonic, evil, white crackers. Them Edomites, man. And the 2/3 that was alongside with them that tried to take my life. I took all of them out. With my spirit, with the spiritual powers that the Heavenly Father blessed me with. You know? Yeah, man, that was the end of the vision, you know. You know, that's just a quick edifying lesson, you know. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. You know, this is a quick end note too for this quick point. You know, this is a quick something real quick I gotta say to you know, in these last days, the Heavenly Father, He's gonna look out for the whole elect. You know, that dream actually gave me a faith booster that the Lord, He got us, man. You know, brothers, the Lord, the Heavenly Father, He got us, man. He gonna protect us. He gonna really protect us. He's gonna protect us in these last days, you know. He's not gonna leave us out here to die off like the rest of these people's gonna get wiped out. You know what I mean? The Lord got us, man. The Heavenly Father, He got us. You know. So with that, I would like to give before I end it off, I'd like to give all honors and glories and infinite praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone who do well told us the truth. Peace and blessings and salutations to those elect which just scattered across the four corners of the planet Earth. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying and straight to the point. Shalom. Lord willing, on to the next one. Shalom. We got next, brothers. We got next. Shalom.